This is Scott the Fix-It Guide. Today we're dealing with the Gaggenau dishwasher, very much like the Bosch dishwasher, but it won't heat up. It doesn't get the water hot, it doesn't create any steam, and it's most likely due to a faulty soldering point. So we're going to unplug it or turn off the breaker, and we're going to remove a few screws so we can get the control panel off, the top control panel. So these are Torx 15 screws. And we're going to remove all of them except for the ones near the bottom of the door. So these are all around the perimeter. But we mainly just want to get all of them except for the ones at the very bottom. And there are two that are on the side at a 90-degree angle to the ones we're removing now. And they're the ones that actually hold in the control panel. So all these. Good to put them off to the side so you don't lose them. And then they got these two on the very side. They're holding in the control panel on either side. And we're going to pull the control panel up and away so we can get to the wires that connect to the controller. The controller is basically the brains of the operation. And we have to just pull this out a little bit so we can get to those wires. I like to end up taking all the wires off, but I take a photograph of them first so I can remember which way they go back in. I'm heating up a soldering pencil or soldering iron already because I'm going to use that for some soldering while I'm doing the procedure. So got all the wires off. Now we're going to try to separate the metal frame from the outside of the whole control panel assembly. So there's some tabs. We're just going to pry those tabs and then we can separate those two. And now we can get into these three little tabs that are on the controller. We're going to press down with a standard head screwdriver to loosen them, and then we can push the controller out away from the frame. So now we've got the controller separated. We're going to open it up. There's just little plastic clips holding it together. We're going to pry up those clips and then we'll separate the two halves, and then we're going to take the control panel and we're going to press in on a couple of tabs to pull that out, or the circuit board. So the bigger of the two circuit boards is the one we're interested in, and connected to the heater relay there's a soldering joint that's come loose. It got too hot and the solder melted, so we're going to re-solder that particular joint. We'll see it here in a second. It usually looks a little bit burnt. There we go. I'm going to use a tool to scrape away some of the green coating here, so I'm exposing a little bit of the metal, and then I'll heat it up with the soldering iron and add a little bit of solder so that I have a good metal-to-metal connection again. And then once I have that, I'll just put it all back together, and then we'll have heat again. So we got it scraped away, we added the solder. Now we're just going to put it all back together. Put the circuit board back in. We'll put the two halves back together, and then we're going to put the control panel back into the frame to get it to click. We'll push the control panel back in. There we go, we got that clicking. We're going to add all the wires back in, and then we will have a functioning dishwasher again. So those are all the clips, those are all the wires are back. We're going to put it all back in, and we're done. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.